Have you ever gone home and been too tired to turn the lights on, adjust the thermostat, or reach for your TV remote? Well, there's a solution for you. Smart Home! Alexa, order the pizza. Okay Google, turn the lights on. But is it actually as good as it sounds?
Smart home is frankly an awesome thing that allows you to control almost anything around your house remotely using just your voice. So now, instead of standing up and reaching for the switch, whether it's a light bulb or a kettle, you can just say, Alexa, turn on the lights. And after some setup, you can basically just lie in your bed and control everything remotely. Here we have a Yele LED smart bulb, and from this app I can turn it on, off, control the brightness, and the killer feature, the RGB colors. Basically, you can just set up a preset for any mood that you like, for like a chill fireplace or maybe a movie night. And it's a real game changer if all you had before was just normal white light bulbs. And when we say control the lights, we don't just mean switching them on or off. A whole system of lights can be personalized specifically for you, and you'll still be able to control it just with your voice. At home, I've set up this system of lights over the years. However, there are some downsides to it. For example, longer response time and questionable security at best. Luckily, there are workarounds for these problems, and we'll talk about them later on. Main security concerns usually come with lower-end smart homes that have so very little processing power that they have to send your request to the cloud server in order to process them. The thing is, you can't control the way that your data is used or encrypted. A great example of this would be the Eufy situation, where the company promised great security to their users, but ended up sending their CCTV footage to the cloud unencrypted.
Okay, this is bad, and no, don't read it all. I'm gonna read it out to you because it starts bad and then gets hilariously bad.
However, an alternative to cloud-based services is using local-only solutions for better security and flexibility. This option is certainly going to be more complicated for an average user, but I think it's worth the time. Setting up a local home assistant not only makes responses almost instant, but adds some additional security protecting you from nasty companies. It's so good to have no significant latency on your light switches and everything else after using cloud services for some time. Because you are the person setting everything up, you can customize your smart home to your likings as much as you want by starting needed services. And you might have noticed that a huge majority of smart home stuff is fully open source, and there are benefits. The obvious one is security, because you and other people can look through every inch of someone's code before running it. But also, you can modify the code for specific use cases. For example, adding some additional buttons or features. And lastly, running services self-hosted disconnects you from big companies such as Apple, Google or Amazon and makes you independent from them. For example, Google has a reputation of stopping its services literally in a flick of a finger. There is even a website killedbygoogle.com where all projects killed by Google are listed. Speaking of services, one of the most important services you would want to set up include a NAS, Network Attached Storage, which allows you to create a dedicated vault for storing important data of yours and accessing or modifying it from any device. This means that instead of storing all your information in different hard drives across your devices, like computers, phones and laptops, you can just store them in one specific dedicated place, which has health checks and backups built in. Heck, you can even spin up a media server like Jellyfin that allows you to view your photos and downloaded films in one convenient panel. And if you're a developer, this is times as useful because you can set up some developer software in your perfect environment. I spun up a JetBrains remote gateway to develop code on a powerful server rather than on my laptop. It also makes my laptop really cool, but not this kind of cool. And my favorite thing, Spotify D server. This is an open source Spotify backend, which starts an instance that allows me to connect and play music remotely on my high-end audio setup from my phone sitting in any part of my house. Actually, all of this is not only setting up a service at home, it's a way to learn things and technologies like Docker, Linux and other tools that might be useful in the future.
If you decide to go the self-hosted way, you'll need to find some hardware on which you can host your applications. But PCs are a bit inexpensive, you might complain, and you'd be wrong. There are a lot of solutions like Raspberry Pi or its clones that can give you enough performance for home automation and still won't use much more space than just a credit card. Raspberry Pi shrunk an entire computer into a single board, intentionally designed to provide users the most stable and comfortable experience out of the box. It became very popular in tech community due to its price to performance ratio and low power consumption. Due to Raspberry being so popular that it was even seen in films and series and chip shortages around the globe, it would be hard to find it for an affordable price. However, Raspberry promises that they will be in stock really soon. The one cool thing is that Raspberry offers a variety of additional accessories, called hats. They just slide on top of your Raspberry to provide additional features. For example, you can use this high-quality camera sensor with this lens and addition of this POA hat to build your custom camera from scratch. Or you can use your Raspberry for building your custom audio recorder, like this one. Isn't it awesome?
But if for some reason you want to consider the Raspberry alternative, the market is still full of mini PCs like cheap Pine 64, which is cheaper than original Raspberry, though it's pretty unstable. And a promising startup called Zima Board, capable of incredible extensibility like regular computers, but still offers great power efficiency in compact dimensions. It provides a PCIe slot and has a far more mainstream architecture than Raspberry's ARM, which means it will be capable of running a bigger variety of applications. Finally, you have NVIDIA Jetson Nano, which will be irreplaceable when dealing with ML applications. For example, any robot with computer vision would probably be better off running on Jetson Nano because it has a GPU built in, unlike Raspberry. And if you're lucky to have old hardware, then you can repurpose it for running your applications. Moreover, you can easily buy decommissioned Office slim case PCs on eBay for just about $100. And getting a PC for that cheap might be a very good economical approach compared to providers such as Amazon or Google or Microsoft Azure.
Can I get a high five? Yo!